Okay, 7. And you know what's happening tonight? And there goes Surya Dev. And that's a beautiful, beautiful sun going down. I'll brace myself, or my hand, up against something. There we go. And maybe I can get closer. No, it becomes blurred, right? Oh, that looks all right, but the whole place is red. There's more of a natural. Okay, so we still got a good flow, but they're shutting the big one. The emergency door they're shutting tomorrow. That is Bhagavat Singh. He has about 6 sons and 5 daughters, and they're all boatmen. And the man is a really religious person. Some of them became religious and others not. But Bhagavat Singh, he had TB one time with his wife, and they couldn't find a cure for it. So I had some peroxide, and I gave him 35% peroxide and told him to take so many drops a day, and cured. Now, I'm not saying that that's the best way to cure tuberculosis, but they weren't curing him. Okay, back here. Okay, now right in front of me, the sun's going. In back of me, the moon is rising, and that's the bad, the red blood moon, Okay, let's please take advantage of this. I'm going to hook 2 videos, one by Einstein talking about the time factor. Okay? The time factor. He's going to talk about the time factor. And then I'm going to put another video out that is, Sada Guru, talking about the time factor and how it affects us. Only on a eclipse of a moon does it affect us so much that we can actually see it and believe it. Now, I don't know why Nilesh Oaks does not believe in the time factor. The time factor calculates Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And what they do is they take Kali Yuga, you multiply it, the time period of Kali Yuga twice, and that gives you Dwapara Yuga. And you multiply Kali Yuga 3 times, that gives you Treta Yuga. And then you multiply it 4 times, that gives you Satya Yuga. Now the people living at that time, try to get this, the people that are living at that time, we say they live in Satya Yuga maybe 10,000 years lifespan. But the people at that time are seeing only 100 years. They only see that they're living 100 years. And if the people in Satya Yuga would look at the people in Kali Yuga, they would see the people super fast moving along. It's like they live and they die in a few seconds, So only on a day like today can we actually calculate that we can be touched by another time factor and see the reality of what the time factor is. I wish, Nilesh Oaks would see this. He can't go against it. He can't come up with anything that can say something against the time factor when we are actually affected, and we can prove that we're affected by the time factor change. So what is the time factor change tonight? There are 28 phases. Actually, in the Vedas it says 16. Let's see. Okay, I don't know the verse. I can't remember it right now. But there's 16. The sun has 12. The moon has 16. But just for the sake, everybody measures 28 phases because of 28 days. But actually there's only 16 phases that it goes through. So those, whatever you call it, 16 or those 28 are going to happen in 2 hours. So you can put a month, the effect of a month, get it? The effect of a month of the moon is going to happen in 2 hours. Okay, so the equivalent of 28 days of the 28 phases of the moon is going to happen in 2 hours, and you can prove its effect. Sadhguru will, in the video, will show you. It's easy. You use a pendulum, and the pendulum will tell you how things deteriorate and how fast it's deteriorating at the time of the eclipse like this. Especially this full moon eclipse is going to affect so much. A person would be super stupid not to accept the time factor. So what happens when the time factor comes in and you start believing in the time factor? Well, I'll tell you, the possibility of future and the possibility of past begins to dwindle, and we live in only eternity. Like right now I may be seeing changes, but I exist in eternity. I am seeing changes by these eyes, but I exist in eternity. So that is an illusion. It's not a reality. So it helps for the person to establish, I am eternal and I am seeing past and future. And tonight, the past and future for what it involves the moon. And what does the moon involve? Water in our body, digestion in our body, blood flow in our body. Everything will deteriorate. So in other words, if you already have problems with blood and everything, from blood pressure and blood sugar and this, it will increase so much more. It will increase like a month more than it would have been. Also, if your blood pressure, in other words, all these things can be seen, detected, and the deterioration of bodies can be measured, even if it's just the body of an apple. Take an apple, cut an apple open. Before you cut it, do a spin test on it to see, how much energy is coming. Then cut the apple open during that eclipse, and you will see that apple will deteriorate faster than it generally does. So in other words, and you're deteriorating faster than you generally deteriorate in a common day. So, in other words, you don't even get to live the 28 days, and you're forced through 28 days, and it only seems like one. So that shows the illusion, my friends, the great illusion that you could call it gravity, you could call it some force, but the force of the moon is very strong on this human body, very strong. So take into effect that. I don't think I can see the moon, but I'll just try to go on the other side and see the moon. Yeah, there's definitely a cloud cover over there, so I can't even see the moon. But you understand the moon, when it comes out tonight, it isn't that right when it comes out, it's being affected by the sun. No, it's not like that. It's not a perfectly, it's some 90, it's not 100% Purnim. When it becomes 100% Purnim later on in the night, and I don't know how much later on, but when it comes on out at Purnim, that is the place where the eclipse will happen. And that will last more than 2 hours, which is a long time. Okay, thank you very much, and I wish this is like the topic that I just talked about is like incredibly important, especially to those that want to know something about the reality. Anybody who wants to know anything about the reality would really meditate on how our reality can change. If somebody can change my reality, that means it's an illusion. So we don't want to live in an illusion. We want to use this world and where we're at, but we don't want to grasp it as the reality. We're not living in a reality. Try to live in your dream world of past. Oh, sorry, all the garbage. But someday, don't worry, I'm old. Someday we'll clean up. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Just try to grasp it. Just try to grasp it. It's important. You know, it really is. It's important to convince your mind that this is not a reality. You got to work within the illusion by its laws. But it is not a reality. The reality is something else. Om Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasra Sat Sahasra Pat Sabhumi Vishwato Adishta Das Angulam. That is measurement, line measurement. When you have a line measurement, then that's the establishment, Purusha Shuktam. That's the first verse. That is the establishment of dimension, you know. And then the establishment of velocity, you know, the speed and everything, and acceleration. That's Om Purusham Idam Sarvam Yat Bhutam Yat Shah Bhavyam Utam Ritam Yat Shasena Yat Anena Tirohati. It says he is standing, and past is there, and future is there, but he is standing on present. We are standing on present eternal. We are not actually ever moving from eternality. We're never moving from eternality. We are visioning, we are perceiving, we are touching, smelling, this, that, and the other, but we are not living in the past, and we are not living in the future. It is a very beautiful, illusionary play. And when the illusion takes a different speed, like it will tonight, then we come to notice, hey, this is an illusion, and I am living in reality. So live on Om Purusham Idam Sarvam Yat Bhutam Yat Cha Bhavyam. All, you know, Sarvam Bhutam, all of it. All of this manifestation. You know, he's in charge of all of it. And we are living we are standing, and we never move from eternality. We got to play the game and learn the game and learn the competition and everything. We got to do those things. But we don't swallow it. And I hope Nalish Oaks, he's done such beautiful things on the Ramayana. He says that the Ramayana is 14,000 years ago. That is very, very underestimating the whole thing. If he used Treta Yuga, which the Ramayana happened in Treta Yuga, and he gives a value of somebody who is standing in Kali Yuga, it would be millions of years ago. Of course, you know, the great scholars in the world wouldn't accept it, but that's the fact. It happened millions of years ago. And, you know, if you get them to accept that, then you can get them to accept that there's 72 there's 72 cycles of Satya Yuga up to Kali Yuga, 72 of them in just one day, you know, of Brahma. So, then maybe they can start understanding what's really going on. Okay, well, Einstein in that video, that's that small little, what they call a short, he tells his friend, that, it's an illusion, and he really could understand it was illusion, but he couldn't get out of it. And even Prabhupada praised him, that he was very high jnani, but he couldn't cross over. Why couldn't he cross over? He didn't have the hand of a pure devotee who's on the other side. Only with the hand of the pure devotee on the other side can he bring you over. That you can have all the desire and everything, and if you really have the heavy desire, then Krishna will send that person to bring you over. So, it takes real ardent greed to want to get out and get out of the illusion. Okay, I better do my Vishnu Sahasranam before the light of the sun goes away and I can't even read it. Okay, oh my God, Haribol, Haribol.